fast. You don't need to hang your head. Gotta make a move instead. Don't be mad. There's always a way to get everything the positive in your life. Nothing can stop you now. That's the way we live now. Life is so good. So open up, just live that good life. I just want you to do all that you can do. Every day to help somebody live that good life. That good life. La la la.
Hey, best friends and opposites. This is your girl, Adiagha and my lovely co-host.
Hey, everybody, this is Shea.
And you are listening to The Good Life. TGL promotes a commitment to a lifestyle of resourcefulness. We are about celebrating the innovators, the risk-takers, the go-getters, the movers, the shakers, and that is you, our do-gooders, our listening audience, of course, the ones who go open other doors.
That's right. And we're broadcasting live from the GOPRORADIO network in our still secret location, which will be revealed very soon. Keep it on the low. But before we go into anything, we want to thank and take the time out to thank our supporters, our community and families for their positive support and their positive energy and tangible support to this vision. We never take it lightly. The power to influence, the power to inspire, and of course, empower.
Yeah.
And as always, as you receive, everybody,
pay it forward.
That's right. Do good. Our lines are open right now. 347-828-8917. The number again is 347-828-8917.
So, what's good, Shea?
Well, I was telling you earlier.
What happened?
That I'm coming up the rough side of the mountain.
Coming up on the rough side?
Yes.
Well, what's on the rough side?
Well, I've been juicing.
You in this juicing. You was juicing last week. Juicing this week.
That's right. I've been hangry.
But you...
Hungry and angry.
Angry and...
Hungry and angry.
Child, listen.
I walked past the Popeye's chicken. It never smelled that way before.
I think that's the devil.
I think it is. He's calling our name. He's trying to sift us.
I can't. They put something special in that chicken. I can't do it.
I can't. And I've been good. I've been doing so well.
You have. I'm so proud of you.
I'm proud of myself. But I'm telling you, these pita chips and this hummus and this juice.
Okay.
Today I did kale. No, I did spinach, cucumber, green apple, and banana.
Okay, well, good for you, good for you. Everybody else is having a hard time. Everybody's having a hard time. All right, good for you, good for you.
Listen, tell me what you've been eating. I want to live vicariously through you all. So.
I'm trying to live vicariously through you because I'm trying, but I'm trying to. Well, my friends, they get snacks for the summer. I'm trying to get snacks. I'm really trying to get snacks, but I will live vicariously through you.
Okay.
This week is, I have a lot to be happy about, and I'm so glad you talked about the little health kick because. Do good is I'm going to share a little information with you.
All right.
We talk about living a good life and being a go-getter and all that good stuff. Well, I want to share some news. I'm celebrating today, you guys.
That's right.
I'm celebrating today because I found out maybe about 15, 20 minutes ago that I don't have cancer.
Woo!
Praise him. Okay?
Hey.
Listen. We get on this mic every Wednesday, and we get on this mic to empower and inspire and to uplift. And sometimes, you don't know what we're going through. But, we have to be the change we want to see. And so when you're by yourself and you're having a hard time, sometimes you got to speak to yourself. You got to give yourself some positive encouragement. You have to be optimistic. And all of that manifests itself in so many different ways. Your positive thinking will manifest itself in your body, just like your negative thinking will manifest itself in your body. So I come here to tell you today that I do not have cancer. The doctor has confirmed it, and I am so excited. So we are definitely going to keep promoting healthy living, healthy lifestyle, healthy thoughts, healthy environment. You know what I'm saying? We are continuing our discussion about living a bold life, saying what you want out loud. So if you want health, if you want some peace, say it. Claim that thing. Claim it. And it's going to manifest in your life in so many different ways.
Right.
So thank you, do-gooders, for your love and your support. You didn't know I was going through that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm here.
That's right.
And all is well with the world. Thank you. I feel so good.
I know. You have a little bit of a glow about you.
I do, because you know why? Life is for the living.
That's right.
And life can be very short.
That's right.
You know, when you realize, you look at how old you are, how young you are, and you think, geez, I got so many things I want to do. There's so many things I have yet not to do. And when your health is compromised, you start thinking about all the things that you may have put off, or all the things that you didn't say, all the things you wanted to do.
Right.
You know, life is really short. So I'm celebrating life. I'm celebrating the people that's around me. I'm learning how to laugh more, have some joy, because that's what life is all about. That's what life is all about, right?
It is. It definitely is. And, you know, we've been having such a great conversation these last few weeks and even last week about living a bold life and what that really means. And last week's conversation, for those of you who didn't listen, you can catch it on the archive.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. What we said, life is all about the remix.
That's right. It's all about the remix. It's all about whatever's going on. If it changes direction, just remix.
Identifying, basically what that is identifying your alternatives.
That's right.
Identifying alternatives. Okay, your original plans didn't work out. That didn't happen. Remix it, and be okay with the remix, because the remix is always popping. The remix, listen.
That's the one they play at the club. They don't ever play the original version.
Well, sometimes they may.
It depends.
Just so you know,
right.
You know, you're getting the stuff. But the remix is always popping.
That's right. The remix is always better than the original.
Typically it is. But you have to keep yourself open to the remix. What that means is keep yourself open to different possibilities.
Right.
Keep yourself open to reviewing and revising and revisiting certain things. You know, it's okay. Just because the original plans didn't work out, don't mean the remix can't be popping. Don't mean plan B can't be popping. But it's all in your mindset. If you get stuck looking in the rear view, you can't see what's right ahead of you. You so stuck
looking back. That you're not looking forward. We got all kind of music playing in the mic. Y'all are doing it up in the booth. I feel like I'm
What's going on?
I feel like I'm at a party, but we're going to have
we got all kind of...
We're going to have a great time tonight.
Yes. Okay.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about how can we, as do-gooders, we now are talking about the remix. How can we start revising the people that we're around, revising our network?
First of all, you have to be aware of the people that's around you.
That's right.
You have to be aware of what's around you. You know, the quality, the content of the people that's around you. You know, sometimes you could be around the same people all your life, and you don't know the impact that they're making. You don't know that some of the things that you've been saying, the things that you believe, is really just influence of the people you've been around. And it's okay to kind of figure out who you are and learn how to spread your wings. It's okay to find and discover a new network.
Right.
And not feel like you know, necessarily abandoning somebody or leaving somebody behind. But once you realize it's time to grow, or that you want to grow or get to the next level, sometimes the people that's currently around you may not be the ones that can take you to that next dimension. Right. And that's okay, you know. But being open to seeking out resources, seeking out people who may have the information that you need. Sometimes you have to open yourself to branching out.
Right. I think, you know, what we've been talking about, doing things for yourself and not outside of the, you know, doing things outside of the group of people that you normally are around, and finding out what your own interests are. I think that also helps you to revise your network.
True.
You know, when you start doing things just by yourself. You know, I often hear people, sometimes I'm on the train, and I hear people saying, I would never go to the movies by myself. I would never go here by myself.
And ain't nothing wrong with taking yourself out on a date.
Never.
You need to, first of all,
let's talk about it.
Let's turn that corner.
Let's talk about that.
I think I said this a few episodes back. If you're bored, then maybe you're boring.
Right.
What do I mean by that? Well, if you don't enjoy your own company,
who's going to enjoy it?
well, more than likely, if you don't enjoy your company, the person that's with you ain't enjoying your company either.
No.
You know, you you gotta learn how to, not say be by yourself, but take yourself out. I have taken myself out to wonderful restaurants. I have no problem.
Right.
I actually think it's very sexy.
There is
table for one.
There is, but there for me.
You don't like to take myself out?
I love it.
But
then I take myself out so much.
No, this is you. You go take yourself out, and you sitting there, and you.
No, I'm comfortable.
You looking around like, are they looking at me?
No,
do they know about myself?
The problem that I'm having is that I date myself so much that I want to date myself without anybody else. We have to get out of that because I'm good to me.
Well, hey.
We go for
but listen. I do know people who don't like to go out by themselves. Yes. They feel like when they go out, there's a big spotlight on them or something like that.
Get to know yourself.
Take yourself out. Think about that restaurant you always wanted to go to.
That's right.
Make a reservation. And when they say, well, how many people? One, boo.
That's right.
One don't have to be the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
It's the best number.
It sure is.
It's the best number.
And listen, I think we need to put out a disclaimer because we always talk about what we're trying to say. We support unions and relationships at the Good Life because I feel like we always telling people, be like yourself, learn how to do you. No. We're not those girls, okay? No. We believe in coming together, all right? We believe in all that good stuff. But what we're trying to say is, you want to be a whole person. A relationship, a business partnership, a friendship is not 50-50. That's lies. It's not 50-50. It's 100-100. You have to be a complete individual, and you cannot be a complete whole individual if you haven't gotten in touch with what you like, what you don't like, what suits your fancy, and you find the answers to those questions by doing the things that we're talking about. So disclaimer.
Yes, we're not going to be by yourself, but we're saying be the best you so that you can offer that to someone else.
That's right. So listen, we're about to go to a break. This is The Good Life. You listen to The Good Life, do good as we love ya. So stay tuned, honey, for more of our conversation, Living a Bold Life.
Right.
You're listening to content developed by the GOPRORADIO Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GOPRORADIO Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a great opportunity. If you have an event, product, service, talent, or something important to say, now is your chance. You can have your very own radio show. Whether you're just starting out or a veteran looking for a professional platform to enhance your presentation and following, the GOPRORADIO Network is the premier place to cultivate and share new and exciting content. We can help you grow your audience and keep it growing long after your first broadcast. Now you have a voice. Call 212-696-8562 or visit www.goproradio.com, and you'll be amazed at how easy and affordable it is to have your very own professional radio show on the fastest growing network in this galaxy. GOPRORADIO Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
Just bring up the music when it's time for the commercials. That's it.
What if you can have an entire team of skilled professionals to help your business grow? Admin, accounts, marketing, and more, but only pay for the exact amount of support you need at virtually the same cost you'd pay for one full-time employee. With Virtual Professions, you can. One contact, one number gets you a team of virtual professionals for exactly what your business needs. It's a 1-888-315-VPRO. That's 1-888-315-8776. Or online at www.virtualprofessions.net. Virtual Professions Incorporated, because you mean business.
living a bold life, right? We want to be bold. We want to be bold. And part of being bold and living a bold life is having an awareness of not just, we talked about having an awareness of your wants, but also having an awareness of your needs. And you can't, so part of looking at your network and the people that's around you and the resources that you have or you don't have will help you identify what those needs are. And you have to be able to distinguish a need versus a want, right?
And we're going to talk about
with
our guest. We have a wonderful guest. This is her second time on our
show.
Woo! We're so excited to have her back. Ladies and gentlemen, do-gooders of all ages, I want to welcome our guest, entrepreneur
extraordinaire,
lady of the hour, Ms. Deirdre Simmons.
Woo! Hello. Hey. We are living a good life, living a bold life. I'm so happy you're here.
I really am. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Excellent attention to all of those in the community that are doing wonderful things. Together.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you love the remix?
I do.
Look at the what we say. The remix is always popping.
It is. I want to get some feedback from you. What remix have you had in your life?
Wow. You know what? Let me talk about, first of all, career-wise.
Sure.
Yes, I'm putting this putting this conference together for May 2nd, but I was also someone who had my own. I was doing consulting and self-development full time. Got to repackage, remix, do some things differently.
That's right.
So that you can step into something.
That's right.
You got to be bold about it, and you've got to be open to it.
That's right.
So the one thing that I've learned from this remix is from consulting to a full-time position to putting on a conference is that you've got to change. And you know,
change is hard.
We do not like
change. Is hard.
You know, every Tuesday you carry a black bag and you put on the same top every Tuesday.
Right.
We are creatures of habit.
And now you telling me to remix it. Well, I don't have it to be.
Right. But you want to learn how to change. You learn how to change.
That's
and
right.
You learn to step out.
Mix and match.
Right.
Get the red bag.
Jazz it up. Snazz it up.
Yes. So we're always asking people to do something out of it. Something that maybe sounds like a good idea, but they're a little scared to
right.
do. So that's why we're asking to show up.
That's right. So the conference, tell me a little bit more about this conference and how long did it take for you to put it together and what do you feel that it will definitely, how it will bless the people that will be there? That's a lot. That's a lot. How long? I sure didn't. How long did it take for you to get this vision and to put it together? That's the first question.
Let me just revisit
that
I had, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning a year ago. I woke up and I could not go back to sleep until I put down on paper the vision for this conference.
Okay.
Now, I think I want to have a conversation with you. You know, I look sideways and they say they got a word from the Lord, right? Yeah, you need to remix. That's what I'm thinking. You got a word from the Lord.
What is that?
That's how it happened to me.
Okay.
And it's not even about me. It's about bringing good information to people that need it. In our community, we need to do a remix.
That's right.
We don't know how to talk to each other. Our relationships are disintegrating.
That's right.
Today, I tell you in the news, there was a report in Brooklyn about domestic violence. Wow. So we need a remix.
It's rough out there.
We need a remix.
Definitely.
Wow.
So a year ago, came to me, wrote it down. It has been remixed. It started off as 2.5 days. Still, with everything we could possibly put into this to help grow people. But since this is our first one, we remixed to 1 day. It's going to be some powerful speakers.
All of that in 1 day?
1 day.
Woo!
1 day. I can go through some of the speakers.
Sure, yes.
Let you know who they are. And let you know who some of our partners are. Okay.
Sure, let's hit it. Let's do it.
All right, so let's start from point number 1. Okay, the name of the
conference.
Okay, cast your net on the right side. Now what? Okay.
Right.
Then our tagline is we're going to start moving from trauma, drama, complacency, and so much more.
I like that.
We need you to move forward.
That's right. We just got finished talking about looking in the rearview mirror.
Right.
Some people are really stuck in the past because of the trauma and drama, and so they can't really I don't say get over it, but they really just can't get past that experience.
Right.
And looking in the rearview is keeping them from all of the new experiences that's waiting for them.
Right. Now, this may not sound like I'm on track, but trust me, I'm on track.
All right.
When I was in high school, I was a track manager.
Okay.
And I used to run the relays and I helped them. And when you pass the baton, if you're looking back, you've lost the race.
That's right.
You've lost the race. If
Sold
you're
you
looking
down.
at somebody else's lane, you've lost the race.
Because their race is not your race.
Exactly. So you need to run your race, but you need to be bold in running your race, and you need to quit looking back.
That's right.
Right?
All right. So who we got on this conference? Who's coming to this conference to help us out?
So let's start off. We're going to have a break fast.
Okay. What's that? Okay.
We want you to.
I said, what's that? I need help. I need to be the first one at the conference.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? We want you to come in, get filled with some information and some food, and then we're going to start with relationships.
Okay.
And you know who's on that ship?
Who?
Who's on that boat?
Who's on the boat?
We got some married couples.
Okay.
But don't worry, we got some single people too.
Yes, we need to hear from the singles.
We got some single people. Now let me tell you, one of the singles is Bridal Tribe.
Really?
Yes. You've heard of Bridal
Yes,
Tribe.
I have.
Okay. So she has a company that's devoted to spreading love. She has a Bridal Tribe blog and a magazine.
Okay.
So she's the one that's really sponsoring the relationship, marriage bond,
That's awesome.
boundaries, and beliefs.
Okay, say that one more time.
Marriage bond, boundaries, and beliefs.
Okay. So she's leading that portion of the conference.
Well, she's a part of the panel of people.
Okay.
Because we want you to get some different perspectives on relationships.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about communication. It's okay to take yourself out, but when you start deciding that you want to go out with others, are they communicating effectively with you? And what's your love language? Right? So we've got some
love language.
So we've got some folks who don't talk about love language.
That on another show.
Right?
Yeah, that's another episode.
So then after we talk about relationships, we want to rock the boat, baby.
How we gonna rock the boat?
We're gonna rock the boat.
Illegal? Oh, okay. Remix. Okay.
And it's just a remix. We're going to talk about intimacy.
Okay.
Financial intimacy.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Go back.
Yes.
Financial intimacy?
Financial.
I have never heard of such a thing.
So, Jackette Simmons.
Okay.
She is a phenomenal woman she's an author. Okay. She has an advanced degree. She wanted to start off, I think, designing shoes and ended up in finance.
Okay.
And she is a wonderful powerhouse with a wealth of information. But it's about money, your choices, and relationships. Because your money is never always about the money.
Right.
It's about your relationship. It's about what are you trying to buy.
Okay.
And what are you trying to buy for your spirit that maybe you should be doing some other things.
Okay, because when you said financial intimacy, I was thinking, you want to date? Can I see your W-2?
Right.
No, I thought that's not it? Okay.
No. But you got to get your money right before you get together with somebody else. Sometimes I ask that.
Sure.
No.
That's not the way.
No.
Maybe that's why things are not working out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We're going to coach you.
You're going to be first one
forward.
registered at the conference. Okay.
Forward. Now, let me tell you this, and I'll give this to all of you at The Good Life, but Jackette Simmons is starting a group session on money and finance.
Okay.
It's starting on the 7th of April. Okay. I'll make sure you guys have the information, have a flyer. So if your listeners want to join in that group, now she will physically be at the conference again, talking about what it sounds sexy, financial intimacy.
I've never heard, but they say relationships, the things that break down relationships, communication, and finances, and what was the third thing?
I don't know, because I don't plan to get there.
Ooh. Intimacy?
Lack
of. Sex. Okay.
But it doesn't always have to be sex.
Right.
Intimacy is more than sex.
It is.
We're going to learn that at the conference. Come on now.
It is. Now, again, in the news, we talked about there's some things going on in the news with domestic violence.
Yes.
We need to have conversations around that for our community. And it's not just men abusing women. It's women abusing men. It's elder abuse. It is children who are growing up in home
where they
see the abuse,
right.
Then they wake up and become adults who are either abusers or who are accepting of abuse. You don't have to continue. I need you to remix your life.
Wow.
I need you to understand that there are better things for you in your life, but I need you to have some of those conversations that'll help you move forward, help you move past the drama and the trauma of your life. Because that's why we can't communicate with each other. That's why our relationships are askew, because of some of these things going on.
Layers that are happening.
Now, is this a panel discussion of domestic
violence? The domestic violence, we'll have something special. We might even have a little drama presentation. We're still solidifying our guests. But trust me, it's going to bring home topics. But I also want people to be equipped to recognize it if it's happening to someone around you or if it's happening to you. Right. There's something, you know what? If somebody's checking your text messages and following you around, that's not cute. That's
lack of trust. That's right. It's nothing that will break a relationship down than a lack of trust and always having to look over your shoulder or having to explain where you've been. We're not children. We are adults.
Exactly. And everyone deserves to be loved. And you need to understand how to teach people how to love you, right?
And be prepared to walk away if they don't want to learn the lesson.
Right. If love is not being served at the table, get up. So now, you know what? If we go through these relationships with not only each other, but also our money, and then we're going to talk about something that's kind of heavy, like domestic violence, we can bring up some other things in people's lives. I need you to be empowered to move forward, to move past that. And I don't know if you've heard of this woman. This woman. Oh, my goodness.
What's her name?
Benton Gibson.
Oh, yes, I have.
Shawnee Benton Gibson.
Do good as if you haven't.
Walk in the light. Walk in the light.
Google her.
Go to the University of Google. Right. And Google Shawnee Benton Gibson.
Yes.
She is a licensed clinical therapist, but I've seen her work through some things with people. And she gets to the root cause, that peeling back of those layers. So this is, I didn't say this in the beginning, this is a conference for men and women.
Right.
You know, I never understood how I'm going to go to a conference to talk about relationships that I'm looking at women. This doesn't help me.
Right. Everybody can invest in this, and we'll get something from it.
Now, but when we go through this empowerment session, we are going to divide it up.
Okay.
And that's the only session where men will be in one room and women will be in the other.
Okay, so I was going to ask you that question. With all of the different segments that you have, parts of the conference, everyone will get that at the same time, or they can go separately? Financial intimacy is happening at one time, and then the domestic violence happening at another time, or is it all happening at the same time?
These are individual sessions for everyone.
Okay.
Remember, we compacted the conference, but we want you to have the information.
Okay.
So we want to talk about the relationships and singleness, and it is biblically based.
Okay.
But it's practical information. We need to learn how to talk to each other. We need to learn how to communicate. We need to learn how to treat each other. We need to learn how to manage our money.
That's right.
And then if you're going to join together with someone else, let me just say, I would, first date don't ask you to go.
Oh, come on now. Listen, if you're listening, this is The Good Life. We got Deirdre Simmons on board with us. Listen, stay tuned with this GoPro Radio Network. Go get it.
You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a great opportunity. If you have an event, product, service, talent, or something important to say, now is your chance. You can have your very own radio show. Whether you're just starting out or a veteran looking for a professional platform to enhance your presentation and following, the GoPro Radio Network is the premier place to cultivate and share new and exciting content. We can help you grow your audience and keep it growing long after your first broadcast. Now you have a voice. Call 212-696-8562 or visit www.goproradio.com and you'll be amazed at how easy and affordable it is to have your very own professional radio show on the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
And we're back. This is The Good Life, GoPro Radio Network. You're listening to Adiagha and my lovely co-host. And we got Deirdre Simmons in the building.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Yes, we're learning so much about her conference called
Cast Your Net on the Right Side. Now what?
Now what? I love that.
What are the dates and where will it be?
So it's going to be May 2nd. We'll be in Brooklyn, New York. It'll be all on our website as well as yours. Right. There's a link. And you know what? I'm glad you asked. Because if you go to the website, I have uploaded 2 very special videos.
All right.
So if you go there, and stay with me, listeners, stay with me. We'll have it on the website. But it is castyournet153conf.wix.com. And then we're going to slash 153 now what? I know it's a lot. We'll get it out to you. But I've got G.O.O.D, the woman who's going to be talking about financial intimacy, one of her short blurbs on money and love.
Okay, that will be up there already. Okay, wow.
Now, if any of you know Jennifer Falou, I'm still trying to get her to come in because we need some spoken word on relationships.
She calling you out, Falou.
I am.
Falou was one of our wonderful guest hosts, our special guest host, and I wasn't here. She did such a wonderful job. Shout out to Falou. Yes. Listen, she calling you out, Falou.
I really am.
Get back to Deirdre, Falou.
You know, other people need to hear those 10 things you need to say to a black man. They need to hear it, okay? So let me just recap. Relationships, marriage, bonds, boundaries, and beliefs. And we've got Bridal Tribe on board for that. And she's a company that's devoted to love. We've got, she's phenomenal. Try her blog, look it up. She's got some great things going on. We've got the empowerment session with Shea Benton Gibson, licensed therapist, but she does healing work through theater and through dramatic art. She's an accomplished artist in her own right, and she is an author. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yes.
Okay. And she talks about walking in the light. Now, we will have 3 raffle gift bags, and I promise you that G.O.O.D Simmons and Shea Benton Gibson's books will be in there.
Yes.
Okay, so you do not want to miss that.
That is a treat. You don't want to miss that.
That's worth the price of admission.
It sure is.
It really is. It sure is. And then we're going to talk about, those conversations, hard conversations, but we need to have them because we want you to move forward. We want you to move forward past the trauma, the drama, the complacency. We need you to do what? The remix. That's right?
It's all about the remix.
All about the remix.
And so if you're ready to have a change in your life, it only takes one step. Sign up. Come to the conference. Meet some dynamic people who will be in this space. But I promise you it will not be a waste of your time. May 2nd, we're going to start registration at 8:30. I have a phenomenal, powerful keynote speaker. Can't tell you right now. Can't tell you right now. But you have got to stay tuned. Because you know what? We said cast your net on the right side. But we do want to tell you, once you cast your net on the right side, now what? What are you supposed to do?
Right.
Once you get the information about relationships and communication, once you get that basis about your finances, how are you going to move forward? What are you supposed to do? So we're going to inspire you, encourage you, give you some tools, give you some fire to move forward. Okay? Now, tell all your friends, tell all your family, because they do not want to be on the other side of this talking about, I should have been there.
So how do you know how to cast your net in terms of what is the right side? Because we were talking about identifying your needs versus your wants. And so I feel like you need to know how to do that in order to figure out how to cast your net on the right side, figure out what is the right side.
Now, that's a multitude of answers.
Oh, Lord.
But let me try to talk about a little bit about the needs and the wants.
Okay.
But let me get back to this is biblically based. So when we talk about what we need, you need a foundation in your life.
Right.
You need to know yourself. You need to be secure in yourself. You need to build up that self-esteem. And I'm not just talking about women. I'm talking about men and women, right? We need to be able to walk into who we are, walk into our gifts, who God made us to be in this earth before we go try to join in with somebody else and mess up their life.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
So if you understand what your needs are, you also start to begin to understand what your purpose is. So if you walk into a purpose-fulfilled life and you know that you are gifted in drama or you're gifted in song, you're gifted in bringing a radio show to the masses that will help them move forward so that they can go open other doors, then you start to bring other people with you. You start to build them up, and it's a trickle effect because they start affecting people. I say something in the seminars and the training in my other life that I do, and it's if you go through this life and you don't help someone else, then you're doing it wrong.
That's right.
Right?
Because it's all about paying it forward, right?
It's all about paying it forward.
It is.
And opening the door for someone else.
That's what it's all about.
Is. So now, if you have a lot of your needs met, you need to be loved. You need to understand what love looks like. Because sometimes we have a skewed view of what love looks like. Come to this conference. Let's talk about the relationship. Let's talk about the trauma and the drama and the communication. Let's talk about the mess-ups in your life. Let's talk about the 3 pair of shoes you bought and you were supposed to pay bills, and now your significant other is upset and now it's a fight.
Not a light to off.
Right.
But you got your shoes, though.
Right. So, see, you need lights. But those lights, you need them.
Walk yourself on down the corner.
Right. With those cute shoes. Thank you. So with the needs, again, you need a strong foundation. You need a secure sense of self. You need to always be growing. Because if you're staying complacent in the same spot, and you know what? That's really what this was about. When we say cast your net on the right side, that really comes from John. When the disciples were on the boat and they were casting the net, but they weren't casting it on the right side. They were doing the same thing over and over again.
Isn't that the definition of insanity?
It is. It is. It is.
Right.
So if you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, that is the true definition of insanity. So how about you cast your net on the right side? How about you listen to some instruction? And how about you move forward? Right? Even if it's a little uncomfortable, even if you've got to remix some things in your life, even if you've got to remix some people in your life.
Fortunately.
What? Even if you got to remix your own attitude.
That's right. And I think that's the first thing.
Right.
Before you can remix your group, before you can remix what you're doing, you have to remix your own thinking. You have to say, I'm not comfortable where I am. I don't like being where I am. I don't like waking up.
Let's put it in layman's terms. I can't do a remix unless I dig in the crates. I gotta know what I got.
You're right.
What do I have?
Hello.
What am I lacking?
Hello.
And then how can I now go about filling up my crate with the right album?
Exactly.
Right. And then, you know what, if you're looking at yourself and you're being realistic with all those things that you need to purge and get rid of, and some things you'll need to keep, other things, your want, will start to come to you because you create an energy around you. You'll be a different person. Laws of attraction. You'll see that there'll be a different type of people that are connected to you. And your path, your trajectory in life can change for the positive.
We talked about that last week, about it not so much being that opposites attract. It's about positivity attract.
Yes.
About, you being positive, positivity will come. You being a positive person, positive people will then be attracted and drawn to you and want to work with you and build with you, and not you just sitting there waiting for this to happen.
Because they like the energy that you bring to the room.
Because you are actually propelling yourself. You're moving. It's not that you're staying stagnant and waiting for people to just come and Prince Charming or just, the fairy godfather to come and sweep you up and take you to the ball.
No.
That's not going to happen.
No.
That only happens in Disney movies.
Yes.
And we're not in a Disney movie. This is real life.
Real life.
And I think so many of us, even us sitting here, at some point we felt like that's what needed to happen.
That you had to wait for the carriage to come get you to go to the bowl. Yes. You can get to the bowl without the carriage coming to get you.
You really can.
And you can get to the bowl without what you call him, Prince Charming.
The Prince Charming.
You can get there.
Right. But I think a lot of times because we're so afraid to try, that we're waiting for that.
You gotta go get it. Listen. Stop waiting for the carriage to come get you. Go get it, honey. You listen to the Good Life GoPro Radio Network. Love y'all. Come on back.
Can't stop you now. That's the way we live now. Life is so good. No worries, I'm living that good life.
You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
The views and opinions expressed on GoPro Radio Network shows are solely those of the speakers and are not necessarily the views or opinions of GoPro Radio Network, Inc. or its affiliates. These broadcasts are provided on the understanding that they do not constitute professional advice or services. Individuals who speak on these broadcasts express their own opinions, experiences, and conclusions. GoPro Radio Networks and its affiliates do not necessarily endorse or oppose any particular opinion or conclusion discussed in these broadcasts. You may not edit or modify or redistribute these broadcasts in any way without the express permission from GoPro Radio, LLC. GoPro Radio assumes no liability for any of your activities in connection with our broadcast or for your use of these broadcasts in connection with your website, computer, smartphone, tablet, iPad, or future listening devices. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
We are an amazing people, rooted in Africa, the cradle of human civilization. Descendant of the awesome men and women who made a way out of no way. People steeped in the values of truth, justice, respect, harmony, balance, reciprocity, and order. But 400 years of enslavement, Jim Crow, and racism, fueled by the lie of black inferiority, have taken their toll. The result? Too much pain, too much hurt, too much loss. We owe our ancestors, ourselves, and our children so much more than this. Join the movement for emotional emancipation, healing, and wellness for black people. Go to communityhealingnet.org and take the pledge to defy the lie and embrace the truth. That's communityhealingnet.org. Our children and our ancestors are waiting.
You're listening to content developed by the GoPro Radio Network, the fastest growing network in the galaxy. GoPro Radio Network. Listen to the voices in your head.
Every single day, someone's gonna come your way. Good or bad, you don't need to hate.
This is Shea Manager. We are here with my wonderful, wonderful co-host Adiagha.
Hello.
And we've been just chatting up and having a great conversation with our special guest, Miss Entrepreneur, Miss Extraordinaire, Miss I Am Every Woman. It's all in me, Deirdre Simmons.
Deirdre.
Hello, good lifers.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me today.
Talking about this wonderful conference you have coming up. Just give us a little bit more information about how anyone can register for the conference, and just reiterate the date and the day.
So let me just say, join us on Facebook at Cast Your Net on the right side. Now what?
Wonderful.
We post things all the time. We post the links. I think that's the easiest way for people to find us. Cast Your Net on the right side. Now what? We are on Facebook. We're at Cast Your Net GOPRORADIO on Twitter. So you can find us there. And then the website is, get your pens, get your notepads, whatever it is, castyournet153conf.wix.com/ and the numbers 153 now what? I'll do it again. castyournet153conf.wix.com/153 now what? Cast your net on the right side. Now what? Now what is moving forward from past hurts, trauma, complacency, and moving forward into what your real true self and your purpose should be.
That's a lot of work, dude.
May 2nd? May 2nd.
You got to be ready to do the work, though.
Yeah.
You're not just coming to the conference just to sit and come to the conference. There's some work that has to be done.
You got to do the work.
And that's the thing that I love about this conference. It's not a bunch of sparkly speakers and, you know, who's going to be there. It's all, I think
it's
focus.
The content.
It's the content, and the focus and the spotlight is on those who want to make the change.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's not about I'm going out here to hear this wonderful speaker and then walk away and not remember anything that was discussed. It is about I'm ready, I'm committed to do the work, I'm committed to change my life.
Committed to investing in yourself.
You're right. Investing in myself, investing in my dreams, whatever they are, even if it's just, you know what, I want to be a nicer kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to speak life into situations instead of always being, you know, so doubtful and negative and pessimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are people out there who they will suck the life out of a conversation and then leave you walking away just kind of like
dazed and confused.
Right.
But wait, if they would suck the fat out the way they suck the life out,
how did get it? Snatch. That's how we're being snatched for the summer.
Right. Maybe they should start juicing with me.
Right. You know what?
Get some kale with your life.
Y'all shady.
It's all right.
It's okay to have a little fun, too, because we will be having fun. I mean, it sounds like it's a little heavy, relationships and finance and domestic violence and
heavy.
Empowering you. It's
heavy
but
stuff.
we will still have fun.
That's right.
We need to come together to be better, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we are just trying to get you to where you need to be in your life. And I think I kind of need to say that because we talked about being real later. Earlier in the show, you need to be real with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be honest with yourself.
Some people, that's hard for some people to do.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? That's not a want, it's a need.
Mm-hmm.
It's a need.
It is a need.
Because if we're going to coexist together in this space and in this planet, we need to understand how we're impacting each other.
Right.
But we also need to understand there's some things deep down inside that maybe we've never even talked about.
Right.
And now when you go forward to deal with your finances, when you go forward and you may be sitting in the pews at church and still feeling empty, you may need to try to dig a little deeper, to do the work.
Right.
So that's where we want to get these conversations started. And I feel the need to tell everybody, it's not because I just want to do a conference. It's not, I told you how it came to me. And if you knew everything we had to go through to put this on, it is not fun and games.
It's not.
It's not. This is work.
Yeah.
I've been doing some real work with a wonderful team. Shout out to the Cast Your Net 153 team because they have been working hard. But I know some people that's got some good information, and I just want to get it out to you.
That's right.
You know, Jackette Timmons, she knows about finances. She can help you get your money right. Shawnee Benton Gibson can help you get your life right. You know, we say get your life. She can help you. She can help you
in a real way.
In a real way. And then when we bring people together that are single and married to talk about relationships, some people will talk about, oh, I want to be married. You don't know what it takes to be married. So you might want to find that out first.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And you need to know yourself before you try to link up with someone else.
That's right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies.
You said a mouthful right there.
And I'm so excited. I'm so excited that this is actually coming to fruition, that this is, you know, even though, and it's just a testament to our listeners, to our do-gooders about the work that goes into following your dreams and opening that door. It's not always going to just happen immediately.
Right.
This was a year in the making.
That you had to have a vision.
Right.
Write it down.
Make it plain. Write the vision.
Figure out what the elements were. Reach out. Be okay reaching out. Some people are afraid to reach out to people and say,
afraid of rejection.
Sharing your vision. Reaching out. Can you be a part? What can you bring? Would you like to bring your skills and talents to the vision that I have? And then going forth.
And then remixing it. If it doesn't work out the way that you initially planned it, being okay with that.
To revise.
Revise it. I think a lot of times so many things get, aborted when we get to that remix moment and we're like, oh, it's not going to happen.
And then that's it.
And that may not have been the case. It may have been to do it a different way.
Right. Or maybe the block you come to is really a blessing for you to do it the right way.
Exactly.
If you had just listened the first time.
Right. But some people get to the block and they say, like you said, oh, well, I knew it. My vision, I knew something always go wrong. I never get nothing off the ground.
But we've got to step out. And we've got to be more comfortable with being uncomfortable. Right? Now, you know what? Something has occurred to me that I would be remiss if I did not tell you about one of the most powerful, exciting, dynamic men that I know.
And who's that?
Who would that be?
That would be Minister Jerry Simmons.
Oh, man. A married man. Okay.
And I'm sorry, ladies, he's married.
To the wonderful Deirdre Simmons.
He really is. But you know what? This man is supportive. He studies the Word of God. He gives direction. But he's also fun to be around.
He is.
And we've been married 6 years now.
Oh, wow.
So, we've got our ups and downs.
And can he cook?
Stories.
He can cook.
He can cook.
Yes, he can.
He's super talented. Yes, ladies, he's mine. But Minister Simmons, he's talented. He sings. He does drama, but he preaches. God does this man preach. So we have him in the midst, right?
Awesome.
Now he's going to be talking with the men about love languages, but when I tell you, he's really only the introduction.
Also, there's more.
There is more.
Got to show up to the conference.
Now, if he's the introduction,
who's gonna help with that?
We've got another therapist, preacher, teacher, phenomenal man that if you've ever been in his presence, you just know he knows, and he can help move men. Hear me. He can help move you forward. You're not understanding what your woman's love language is. You're not understanding what God was talking about when he told you to move left and you wanted to go right. When I tell you, Reverend, should I tell him?
Go ahead.
Hey.
Let the cat out the bag now.
Should
we almost about to go up air. Better do it.
Reverend Leslie Fitzgerald Shannon. Okay?
We know Reverend Shannon, and you got to get to know Reverend Shannon.
Have to.
Okay?
With just those two names mentioned, it's going to be an amazing.
It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. We thank you so much, Dee, for having. Listen. We thank you so much for having the vision.
That's right.
And we're excited that we are able to have a platform to even propel your vision forward. And we are really excited about your conference, and we shall be there.
Thank you.
All right, do-gooders, listen up. Determined to be a do-gooder. Put that goal in sight and go open other doors for yourself and ultimately for others. Remember, whatever you want in life, you can have it. Our do-gooders are go get it. So get up and go get it.
Don't be mad. There's always a way to get everything the positive in your life. Nothing can stop you now. That's the way we live now. Life is so